The inn's walls are thin. You hear the creaking of floorboards, the rustling of straw mattresses, the coughing of travelers in neighboring rooms. Someone is snoring. A baby cries 2 doors down. You sit up slowly. Your back aches from the sagging bed. The room is cold. Your breath makes small clouds in the air. The single window shows only darkness and the faint gray promise of morning. You dress. Your shirt smells of smoke and sweat. Your boots are cracked at the toes. You gather your tools. The leather pouch is worn but clean. You scrub it every night with vinegar and salt. Inside, iron forceps with wooden handles smoothed by years of use, a small knife you sharpen on a whetstone, cotton wadding that you boil and dry, powder for pain made from willow bark and clove. You count them, one by one, the same ritual every morning. The forceps clink softly against each other. You descend the stairs. Each step groans under your weight. The innkeeper is already awake. He stands by the hearth, poking at embers. His face is orange in the firelight. His arms are crossed. Soot stains his apron. "The rent," he says. Not a question, a statement. You reach into your pocket. The coins are warm from your body heat. You count them. 3 silver, 7 copper. It's almost enough. Almost. "Tomorrow," you say. "I'll have the rest tomorrow." He grunts. He spits into the fire. It hisses. He turns away. You watch his back. The way his shoulders slump. He's tired too. Everyone is tired. You wonder if this is worth it. This work. This life. Sleeping in cheap rooms, eating bread that's gone hard, working with your hands in other people's mouths. You push the thought down. You step outside. The morning air is sharp. It smells like wood smoke and horse dung and the muddy canal 2 streets over. The street is waking. Vendors set up stalls. A woman arranging turnips in pyramids. A man hanging dead chickens by their feet. Children run past, their feet bare despite the cold. Dogs bark. A cart rattles over cobblestones. You find your usual spot. A corner near the market square, beside a wall where you're out of the wind. You lay out a cloth, faded blue, patched in 3 places. You arrange your tools. The forceps catch the weak morning light. You set out your wooden stool. You wait. Your hands are cold. You blow on them. You watch people pass. Most don't look at you. Some do, then look away quickly. No one wants to think about tooth pullers until they need one. The blacksmith comes first. You recognize him, Matthias from the forge on Copper Street. He's a big man, shoulders like an ox, but today his face is twisted with pain. A purple bruise spreads along his jaw. He sits down heavily on the stool. It creaks under his weight. "It's the back one," he says. His words are slurred. He opens his mouth. His breath is sour, old beer and infection. You can see the tooth. It's cracked down the middle, black at the edges. The gum around it is swollen, angry red. Pus gleams in the crack. "I went to another puller last month," the blacksmith says. "Down by the fish market. He yanked so hard he broke the tooth in half, left the root in. Started bleeding so much I thought I'd choke on it. Hurt worse than before." You nod. You've heard stories like this. Men who pull teeth like they're pulling nails from wood. No care, no gentleness, just brute force and a bottle of spirits. "I'll be careful," you say. You work slowly. First, you clean your hands in the bowl of vinegar water you've brought. You apply the numbing powder, willow bark, and clove oil ground fine. You press it into the gum with your finger. The blacksmith winces but doesn't pull away. You wait. You count to 100 in your head. You watch his face relax slightly as the powder takes effect. You grip the tooth with the forceps. Firmly but not roughly. You can feel the crack under the metal. You rock it gently. Back and forth. Back and forth. Feeling for the moment when the root begins to give. The blacksmith's hands grip his knees. His knuckles are scarred from years at the forge. The tooth loosens. You feel it. You apply steady pressure. It comes out clean. The root intact, pale and branching like tree roots. Blood fills the socket immediately. You pack it with cotton wadding soaked in salt water and crushed yarrow. You tell him to bite down. "Hold it there." The blacksmith's eyes widen. "That's it? That's it." He stands carefully. He works his jaw. He touches the wadding with his tongue. "How much?" 4 copper. He pays you. 5 copper. He thanks you. His voice is thick with relief. He walks away, touching his jaw with wonder, his other hand steadying himself against the wall. You watch him go. You clean the forceps with vinegar. You wring out the cloth. You think, maybe this is why you keep doing this. Because you do it right. Because you do it gently. because when Matthias goes back to his forge tonight, he'll be able to eat bread without crying. The sun climbs higher. You pull 2 more teeth. A washerwoman with a molar so rotten it crumbles as you extract it. A young merchant's apprentice, pale and shaking, who faints when he sees the tooth come out, but wakes up grateful. The morning empties into afternoon. Your back hurts from bending over. Your hands smell like blood and clove oil, no matter how many times you wash them. You pack your tools. You walk to the church. The streets are busier now. You pass the bakery. The smell of fresh bread makes your stomach clench with hunger. You pass the dyer's shop, blue and red fabrics hanging in the windows like flags. You pass a group of children playing with a hoop, laughing and shouting. The church stands at the end of the street. Stone walls, a wooden cross above the door. The well in the churchyard has the cleanest water. It comes from a spring, not the canal. You fill your water skin. The water is so cold it makes your teeth ache. You rinse your hands. You scrub them with a piece of rough soap until they're red. The priest appears on the steps. Father Benedict. He's an old man, 70 if he's a day. His cassock is patched at the elbows, kind eyes behind deep wrinkles. He waves you over. Still pulling teeth, he asks. His voice is warm. Still pulling teeth. Have you thought about returning to your studies? He sits on the steps. You sit beside him. The stone is cold through your trousers. You read Latin better than most. You understand anatomy. I remember the diagrams you used to draw. If you wanted to learn proper medicine, dentistry even, I could write you a letter of recommendation to the university in the capital. You look at your hands. They're rough, stained yellow from the clove oil, calloused from years of gripping forceps. Not the hands of a scholar, not the hands of someone who belongs in a university. Maybe, you say, someday. Don't wait too long, the priest says. He puts a hand on your shoulder. It's light, gentle. Someday has a way of never arriving. You're still young enough? 30, 32, 31. Young, he says firmly. Don't let this work consume you. It's good work, but you're capable of more. You thank him. You stand. You walk back toward the market. His words follow you like a shadow, like a weight, like a possibility you're afraid to reach for. The afternoon sun is warm. You're about to return to your spot when a man approaches. He's well dressed, not noble but comfortable. A servant, clean doublet, polished boots. His eyes dart nervously left and right. You're the tooth puller? He asks quietly. His voice barely above a whisper. I am. Come with me, discreetly, please. He glances around again. There's extra payment for your silence. You follow him through narrow streets, away from the market, away from the canal stench, into the better part of town. The houses here are tall, 3 stories. The walls are painted cream and yellow and pale blue. Gardens bloom behind iron gates. Roses, lavender, herbs in neat rows. The cobblestones here are clean. No mud, no horse dung. He leads you to a back entrance, a servant's gate, half hidden behind ivy, through a garden where gravel paths wind between flower beds. You can smell roses and something else, jasmine maybe. Past a fountain where water trickles over stone fish, through a servant's door, heavy oak but plain. Up a flight of stairs carpeted, your boots sink into soft wool. Down a hallway with paintings on the walls. Landscapes, portraits of stern-faced people. The room is beautiful, more beautiful than anything you've ever seen. Silk curtains the color of cream hang at tall windows. Polished furniture, a desk inlaid with mother of pearl, chairs with curved legs, a bed with a canopy. The floor is covered in rugs from the east, deep red and gold. Sunlight streams through the windows, making everything glow. A young woman sits in a chair by the window. She's maybe 20. Her dress is expensive, dark green silk with embroidered flowers. Her hair is pinned up with jeweled combs. But her face is a mess. She's holding her left cheek. Her eyes are red and swollen from crying. Tears have streaked through the powder on her face, leaving pale tracks. Her jaw is swollen on one side. This is him? She asks the servant. Her voice is strained, tight with pain and humiliation. Yes, miss. She looks at you, really looks at you, takes in your worn clothes, your stained hands, your cheap leather bag of tools. She's embarrassed, humiliated even, that she needs you, that her pain has brought her this low, to require help from someone like you who smells of vinegar and blood. I apologize for the secrecy, she says. She's trying to maintain composure, trying to sound dignified. But her voice cracks. It would not do for anyone to know I required this sort of help. My family, our reputation. I understand, you say. You keep your voice gentle, professional. You set down your tools on a side table. The wood is so polished you can see your reflection in it. You wash your hands in the basin the servant brings, porcelain painted with blue flowers. The water has rose petals floating in it. You approach. She flinches slightly. May I look, you ask. She opens her mouth. Even this small movement makes her whimper. The tooth is badly decayed. A molar on the lower left, black. The gum around it is swollen to twice its normal size. Angry red. Infected. You can see pus at the gum line. It must hurt terribly. The kind of pain that makes it impossible to sleep, to eat, to think. How long has it been like this, you ask? 2 weeks, she whispers. I thought it would get better on its own. You nod. You've heard this before. People always think it will get better. You work carefully. You clean the area with a cloth dipped in wine, good wine, from a crystal decanter on the desk. You apply the numbing powder. She grips the armrests of the chair. Her knuckles turn white. The chair is upholstered in velvet. You can see the indentations her fingers make. You give the powder time to work. You count to 200. You watch her face. The tight lines around her mouth gradually soften. Her breathing slows. You extract the tooth. It takes time. Precision. The root is curved, embedded deep in the bone. You work slowly, rocking it gently, feeling for the give. She bites down on a silk handkerchief, monogrammed with her initials in silver thread. Tears stream down her face, but she doesn't make a sound, doesn't cry out. She's been trained her whole life not to show pain in front of others. When it's done, you pack the socket with cotton and medicinal powder. The tooth lies on the side table, black and ugly against the polished wood. She leans back. Her face is pale, exhausted. The powder on her cheeks is completely gone now, washed away by tears and sweat. She looks younger without it. More human. Thank you, she whispers. Her eyes close. If you hadn't come, I think I might have died from the pain. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't think. I couldn't be myself. Something shifts inside you. You've never been this close to nobility. Never stood in a room where a single rug costs more than you make in a year. You've never imagined that someone like her, draped in silk and jewels, who probably eats meat every day and has never worn the same dress twice, could need someone like you. In this moment, you realize something profound. Pain doesn't care about status. A toothache torments a noble lady the same way it torments a beggar, the same throbbing, the same inability to sleep, the same desperate need for relief. And you, rough clothes, calloused hands, sleeping in a cheap inn, you have the power to give it. The servant pays you. He counts out silver coins, more than you usually make in a week, enough to pay the innkeeper and buy new boots. He leads you back through the garden, back through the ivy-covered gate, back to the street. You stand in the sunlight. The coins are heavy in your pocket. You feel different. Not just a man who pulls teeth for coins, not just someone mixing in the mud of the lower town, but someone who does something real, something that matters, something that even the wealthy need. The sun is lower now, golden. Long shadows stretch across the cobblestones. You walk through the old quarter. The alleys here are narrow. The buildings lean toward each other overhead, almost touching. The shadows are thick and cool. It smells like piss and rotting vegetables and coal smoke. You see a boy, 14, maybe 15, thin, dirty. He's leaning against a wall in an alley mouth. His face is twisted with pain. His cheek is swollen, purple and yellow. His clothes are ragged, a shirt with no sleeves, trousers that don't reach his ankles, no shoes. You all right? You ask. He looks up. Fear flashes in his eyes. He pushes away from the wall, ready to run. He thinks you're a constable maybe, or someone who'll chase him off. Wait, you say. You hold up your hands, empty, non-threatening. I can help. I pull teeth. I don't have money. His voice is defensive, wary. I didn't ask for money. He hesitates. His hand touches his swollen cheek. The pain must be overwhelming. He nods slowly. You examine his tooth. You have to bend down to his level. His breath smells like he hasn't eaten in days. The tooth is broken, snapped off halfway, probably from a fight or a fall or a kick. The nerve is exposed. Raw, it must be agony. You work quickly. The light is fading. You apply powder, what little you have left. You don't have much time before night falls and the alleys become dangerous. You remove the damaged tooth. The broken edges cut your fingers slightly. You give him most of your remaining powder for the pain. You tell him to rinse with salt water if he can find any. Why are you helping me? He asks. He's holding the powder like it's gold. Because you need help. He stares at you. His eyes are old for someone so young. He's seen things, bad things. He doesn't trust easily. Then he runs. His bare feet slap against the cobblestones, but before he disappears around the corner, he calls back. You're not a bad person. You smile. It's the first time you've smiled all day. Your face feels strange doing it. You pack your tools. The forceps are dull now. They need sharpening. Your hands ache, but you feel lighter somehow. Evening falls. The sky turns orange, then purple, then deep blue. You return to the inn. Lanterns are being lit along the street. The common room is crowded and loud. A merchant caravan has arrived. Traders in dusty clothes, guards with swords at their hips, a traveling physician. You can tell by his better quality bag the gold ring on his finger. The smell of roasted meat fills the room. Onions, ale, pipe smoke. The fire crackles in the hearth. Someone is playing a fiddle badly in the corner. The physician sits near the fire. He's examining a set of surgical tools. You recognize the leather case, similar to yours but finer, newer. The tools inside gleam silver in the firelight. He notices you looking. You're the tooth puller, he says. Not a question. He has a northern accent. Educated. I am. I watched you in the market this morning with the blacksmith. He closes his case with a soft click. Your technique is sound, clean, gentle, better than most I've seen, and I've traveled widely. He takes a drink from his cup. Most pullers treat teeth like they're chopping wood. All force, no precision. You sit down across from him. The bench is warm from other bodies. If you ever want to learn proper dentistry, real medicine, I know a school in the capital. They teach anatomy, surgery, the new methods from the universities in Italy and France. He looks at you directly. I could write you a letter of introduction. It's not cheap, but there are scholarships for skilled practitioners. You feel the priest's words echo in your head, the noblewoman's gratitude, the boy's trust, the blacksmith's relief, all of it swirling together. I'd like that, you say. Your voice is steady. He nods. Come find me tomorrow before we leave. Dawn, probably. I'll have it written. Night settles over the town. The common room grows quieter. The merchants go to their rooms. The guards settle in for dice games. The fire burns down to embers. You climb the stairs to your room. Each step is an effort. Your legs are tired. Your back aches. You sit at the small table. It wobbles. One leg is shorter than the others. You light a candle. The flame flickers in the draft from the window. You take out paper, cheap, brown, rough, and a pen. The ink is watery, but it works. You write slowly. Your handwriting is neat. Father Benedict taught you well. Today I met many people. The innkeeper who reminded me of the weight of reality, of rent and bread and the constant struggle to survive. The blacksmith who reminded me why I do this work with care, because force is easy, gentleness takes skill. The priest who reminded me that knowledge is a door I can still walk through, that it's not too late. The lady in the fine house who reminded me that pain makes all people equal, that under silk and jewels, we're all just flesh and nerve and blood. The boy in the alley who reminded me why I started, because everyone deserves relief, even those the world has forgotten. The physician who reminded me that the future is still possible, that I don't have to do this forever. You pause. You dip the pen in ink. The nib scratches against the paper. Then you write, I do this work because pain does not distinguish between rich and poor, between noble and beggar, between the righteous and the thief. A toothache is a toothache. It throbs the same. It steals sleep the same. It reduces everyone to the same desperate need for relief. And what I can do, what I choose to do, is make any person suffer a little less, no matter who they are, no matter whether they can pay. Next year I will go to the capital. I will learn to be a real dentist, not just a man who pulls teeth in the street with a leather bag and a wooden stool. But no matter what I become, I will remember this, that everyone deserves relief from pain, and that I can give it to them. That is enough reason to continue. You fold the paper carefully. You blow out the candle. The smell of smoke fills the room. You lie down. The bed is hard. The mattress is lumpy with old straw. The blanket is thin and scratchy. The room is cold. You can hear voices through the walls, laughter, arguing, someone coughing. But tonight, you don't mind. You close your eyes. You think about the blacksmith's relieved face, the noblewoman's whispered thank you, the boy running away with medicine he didn't have to steal. You sleep. Tomorrow you will wake before dawn. You will count your tools. You will sit in the cold corner by the market. You will wait for people in pain, and the day after that, and the day after that. Until one day you walk through different doors, into a different future, into rooms that smell like books and medicine instead of blood and clove oil. But tonight you rest. Tonight you are enough. Tonight, the work you did today was enough. The blacksmith will eat dinner without pain. The noblewoman will sleep tonight. The boy will hurt a little less. That is enough. You are enough.